In this episode of An American Entrepreneur, we're going to meet a gentleman that was a union iron worker. When he realized there's no way in the world he's going to do that kind of work for the next 30 years, he decided he was going to start his own business. And he decided on a power washing business. Also, he's going to give us a nice tour of his rig, as well as cover the cost of each one of his pieces of equipment. So come on and join me. I think you'll really enjoy his story. All right, so introduce yourself and your business.
Hey, what's going on, folks? My name is Marlon, and I'm the owner of Pressure Washed Exteriors, LLC here in Dallas, Fort Worth.
So how old's your business?
My business, it's going on 2 years now. And what I do is I market. I put bandit signs in the street to get clients. I run Facebook ads and, certain, business cards and certain guerrilla marketing tactics to gain clients.
So whenever you started this business, did you quit your full-time job and do this cold turkey? And what were you doing before you started this business?
Before I started this business, I was working union as an iron worker. I was working 10 to 12 hours a day. I'm talking about busting my butt every day, had no time to really talk to my kids. My wife, I'd come home and pretty much just be so tired I couldn't eat, just go to sleep, you know what I mean? And I kept getting hurt. That's one of the things, iron working construction, we work up on high buildings. And man, when I say I kept getting hurt, broke my arm, threw my back out, been dehydrated, all kind of little things. And they told me I had to do that for 30 years before I retired. And my back was already, getting thrown out. So I came up with a plan, entrepreneurship. Light bulb went off in my head and, just started studying different things. And pressure washing, I think I came up with pressure washing because it's easy to market to. It's a high demand for pressure washers. It's a billion houses in America, and most homeowners want to keep them clean, and I make happy customers. I keep their hard-earned home clean.
Were there other ideas you had besides the pressure washing business?
Yes. One idea I had was I was going to get into wholesale real estate. So I have actually been studying that for a few years, and I'm actually going to start marketing for my first deal pretty soon.
Okay, so whenever you started this business, did you already have any customers lined up, or you just did it cold turkey and just immediately started marketing?
I pretty much did it cold turkey.
Really?
I had the motivation, I had the drive. I was like, I'm going to do this, one way or the other. So I had some money to make my initial investment. Pressure wash. It wasn't really expensive. Starting a pressure washing business is not expensive whatsoever. When I first started, I didn't even have a trailer. I was pretty much working out the trunk of my car, pulling my pressure washer out and going to people's houses and make the money like that. And the client never seemed to care, man.
As long as you did a good job.
As long as I did
that's
the
what
job.
they cared about, huh?
Yeah, as long as I did a good job, they never really cared. As long as I showed myself professionally and actually did the job that I said I was going to do, they had no problem paying me.
What's your typical job usually?
My typical job would be a typical house wash, removing the algae from all the siding. That would be, whether it be stucco, brick, vinyl siding. So we just remove the algae. My other driveway cleaner is the big one.
Oh,
I do a lot of driveway cleanings, and if your driveway is black with dirt and algae, by the time I'm done, it's gonna be a whole nother lighter color. So.
Would you have any big recurring customers right now, or are you still just pretty much doing a lot of jobs from customer to customer?
I'm pretty much customer to customer right now, but my ads, they pretty much keep my pipeline full. I stay pretty busy just from running ads. So, and these really work, man.
These bandit signs?
They work probably better than digital marketing.
About how often do you do these bandit signs?
I put probably like 400 out a month.
400 a month? You do it yourself?
I do it myself.
Where's the strategic locations for these? I guess at stop signs, I guess?
Yes, high traffic areas, but stop signs, yes, always at a stop sign. You don't want to put them on a street because no one actually see it. But stop signs, red lights, red lights off the service road coming from the inner city where people have to stop, high traffic area. And what I've done is, instead of sticking my stakes in the ground like most people do, I have a hammer stapler and I put them high up on the wood telephone pole so they stay up longer.
Right, yeah,
They
because
stay
I know
up
they
way
have
longer.
city employees that go around pulling these all the
They
time.
stay up longer. You
They're
put 'em
usually
up
up,
on the
what,
sign.
24 hours if you did that?
It depends, man. I still have a couple of signs that've been out for like a year.
Really?
Like, yeah,
Well, that's
they hadn't
cool.
come down.
Well, that's cool. That you're getting a lot for your money on that one.
Yep.
Well, as far as your biggest project, when you first started this business, tell us about the biggest job you did, and how
Okay.
much did you make, and how long did it take to do it?
Okay, my first big job, I was really excited. It was a commercial contract. It was a warehouse business. It was like a big warehouse, and the manager, she hit me up. She said they was gonna have like a walkthrough that Monday, like some important people were gonna come and do a walkthrough of the building, and she was really in a rush. She was like, I really need it done. I was like, sure, ma'am. But I made $2,400 in one day's work for doing that for the lady. You know, I got the contract. Once I got the contract signed, I was jumping for joy. You know, first commercial contract, I felt like I was on my way to success.
All right, so how long did it take you to do that, John? I know you said the whole day, but were you talking 8 hours, 10, 12?
I think I was out there probably like maybe 13 hours maybe. I was out there, but I was determined to get it done. I was going to get it done. You know, the client paid me, I'm going to get it done.
Do you have people help you, or is it pretty much you're a one-man band?
I'm a one-man band, but I'll hire people if I need a hand for the job. If the job is too big, I'll maybe get one person to come with me, maybe two, and pay them $300 for the day, $400 maybe, depends. And that's pretty good, man.
Well, as far as staying busy, how are you picking up a lot of your customers? I know you said you do bandit signs. I guess you post on Facebook, Instagram a lot.
Yep.
What is it really? What's the main way that you advertise? The number one effective way.
I would say the bandit signs, because this was my first form of marketing that I started with, and it actually worked for me. So, and I keep rolling with it. It works. So after, I didn't get into digital marketing like Facebook ads until after I started messing with these bandit signs. But I would say this is my main. It works so well, man. I mean, I know it sounds primitive,
No, if
but
it works, it works.
It works.
So you buy, like, how many do you buy at a time?
400 or 500, and that not that much. I probably pay maybe 80 cents a sign, maybe 75 cents a sign when I buy them in bulk.
What kind of advice would you give someone if they were wanting to start a business like this? What are some things that you learn now that you wish you had known when you first started?
You have to start somewhere. Like I said, when I first started, I was working out the trunk of my car. I was just pulling the pressure washer out the trunk of my car. You have to start somewhere, man. Don't ever think you have to wait for anything. You know, start with something. Education, one tool, one piece of marketing, and just grow from there. Just grow from where you start.
Well, I noticed a few minutes ago you mentioned about a contract. Where did you get your contract? Who wrote it up? Did you get an attorney to draw you up a generic contract?
Well, no. Well, I'm in a Facebook group or a bunch of networks with other pressure washing company owners, and they're really nice. So I network with them, and they're like, yeah, you can use my contract and make it your own. So I pretty much took their template and made it my own.
Do you do car engine bays or just pretty much driveways and buildings?
I just do houses. I don't mess with car engine bays because I don't want to mess anyone's engine up. Engines have a lot of electrical components and plugs, and if some of those you get wet, then you have a very upset client.
Right, and then they'll come blame you for it.
They
Well, have you
definitely
ever had an incident happen at a job where something happened and you ended up having to pay for it?
Well, yes and no, because it wasn't really serious. It was just, you know, the lawn lights that go in there. It was something simple. Customer really didn't worry about it. But I take my time, man. I don't want to break anyone's windows on their homes. Cameras anyone may have up in the front of their home, I have to watch those. Electrical sockets, outdoor electrical sockets. You can't really soak those with water. You might you could really set someone's house on fire.
Really?
Like, yes, you can. Pressure
You
washing.
saw that water getting in those outlets?
Yeah,
So
if it's
do
old
you
plug.
wrap them a little, or you just go around them?
I'll wrap them. I'll blue tape, take blue tape, and then I'll work around it. You don't work on it. You got to take care of your clients.
Well, to get a good setup going to start a business like this, what approximately how much would it cost?
Okay.
Obviously, of course, you have to have a vehicle.
Right. You could probably,
Couple
if you have
grand.
1,500 maybe, you could get started. Probably get a pressure washer. You can really get a used pressure washer if you want to, as long as it works. Get you to spend maybe $400 or $500 on a few pieces of marketing and start from there, man. Gain you 1 or 2 clients to start and just keep rolling.
Well, I know you got your pressure washers, a gas powered motor. What horsepower minimum would you recommend, or not go below?
Well, I wouldn't recommend the horsepower. What I would recommend was the
PSI?
not the PSI, but the GPM, the gallons per minute. That's what really
Oh,
matters
really?
more
Okay.
than the PSI. The volume of water that it pushes out. Like my machine is 2.5 gallons a minute, and that's good enough to start. But if you really want to push your business to more commercial work, you'll want to up it to like 8 gallons per minute machine, a bigger machine. It's more expensive, but you get the job done faster because it's a higher volume of water.
Well, I know that you got your setup right here, and you got this tank here. How many gallons does this tank hold?
275 gallons of water.
And about how long would that last?
It'll last a full job. I'll take it out to a job, it'll last a full job all day.
When you show up, you always use your own water, or do you
No.
hook up to their?
I always hook up to the client's external water source. I do use it, but only for remote locations, and I charge a $50 fee if I have to fill it up and bring my own water.
Okay. So, as far as this trailer and all that, I guess you put this together yourself. Looks like
Correct.
you didn't buy it all put together.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir. The trailer, got it cheap. Trailer was only cost me $900 brand new. This tank, believe it or not, I got it for $95 brand new. Pressure washer, brand new. I think it was $600-$700. Hose reels, hoses. Another few $100. I mean, ladder, in case I have to get on the roof. The ladder was pretty cheap, maybe $180, and it stretches out to 19 feet. So that's a pretty good foldable ladder.
Well, compared to being a full-time employee, and now you've got this pressure washing business, where it's not a guaranteed check.
Right.
What's this transition like for you? What do you find great about it or difficult about it? The transition.
I love it. Coming from working 10 to 12 hours a day. I mean, entrepreneurship is fun, man. You can make $2,000 in a day or $0 in a month, but it's all about how you're not tied down to one employee that makes you stay there every day and you have no time to do anything else. So I like it, man. Even though sometimes you make $0, sometimes I make a lot. I still like when I make $0 because it's still better than going on that job.
Let me ask you, so when you make $0, do you feel like it might be because you didn't market hard enough? Is it really your fault, or is it seasonal? I would think people don't worry about their driveway.
Yeah, sometimes it's like wintertime. Yeah, that's wintertime is true. But sometime during the summer, usually I stay busy during the summer.
Well, how'd you come up with the name of your business and then that logo? I really like that little water
thanks.
droplet logo.
Well, I came up with the name of the business. Just tried to come up with a generic name for the whole industry that'll maybe stick. A name that might stick. I didn't want to go into anything a crazy name. Such and such. Some crazy name. So I just pressure washed exteriors. Sounds simple. Sounds like I get the job done, and I will.
And did you put together your own website, or you had somebody do it for you?
I actually did it myself.
Really?
I did it myself.
Okay. What service do you use? Because I know a lot of them, they have these templates where nowadays it doesn't cost anything really to do a website.
Yeah, I use GoDaddy.
GoDaddy, so they had all these templates and you were able to grab a template and put all your information in there?
I wrote all my own content, all my own pictures. Yeah, pretty much redid the whole thing myself from scratch.
How much does it cost to do that?
Actually,
about $50?
I have a free website. My website is free to host, and I haven't paid really a dime on it yet. What I have paid is just you have to buy your domain name. The pressurewashingseries.com, I think I paid $12-$13 for that, and free website, man, and it gets me clients sometimes.
And you service all over Dallas-Fort Worth area?
Yes, sir, all over.
How about getting or giving people estimates? Do you drive out there, or they send you pictures?
Well, I used to when I first started, but what I do is I'll Google Maps. You know how you could do the street view on Google Maps? You could go in
you
and
don't have to drive out there.
right. You could go put your eyes on it quickly off Google Maps. You could ask the client to send you pictures, and I could ask the square footage of the home, and I could quickly do an estimate, over the phone.
And you, before you even start, obviously you send them a contract, they
Right.
sign it, and then you
Right.
get it
Or
out, and then you go out there.
Yeah, I'll bring it out. I'll bring the paper contract out, and just have them sign it before I start work.
Have you ever had anyone say, we agreed to this price when you didn't, or try to negotiate down when you're done?
Well, no. They'll do that before.
Okay.
You try to lowball me before, but you just have to get it understood. Like, this is the price, and this is the reason it's this price, and you just have to get it understood and just go from there.
So these are people that are hardcore price shopping, basically.
Some of them, yes.
And so you've already fallen for that to not give your products or services away. Did you do that possibly at the very beginning?
I did, man. I had a guy not too long ago asked me to come. He owns a Shell gas station. He asked me to come do the parking lot of the gas station. So he was going to give me $50. Yeah,
$50.
$50. It's like gas went up. Gas is going up, and I just couldn't do it. I can't even pull a trailer off for $50.
Yeah. So that's pretty ridiculous.
I hear
what
stuff like
would
that all the
that
time.
really cost if you were going to charge what you normally would charge? And I know we can't see how big that gas station is, but what would that normally cost?
I was gonna at least make $5.50 for this small local gas station, and that's cheap. That was cheap, but I probably shouldn't do stuff that cheap because I'm kind of messing up the market for other guys, but I don't go that cheap.
So where do you see your business 3 to 5 years from now?
3 to 5 years, I want to have some stable employees, at least 3 or a team, and in 3 to 4 years, I know that by that time I want to be at the point where I'm spending more on marketing, to where I'm generating enough to where I could at least spend, $60,000 a year on marketing to generate that $250,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to grow like that.
And have a billboard.
Correct.
I know you told me earlier eventually you'd like to have a billboard. How much does a billboard cost? You ever price that out? Probably about $25,000, $30,000 a month.
I don't know. Actually, I called one like last week. I saw a new billboard.
Depends on where
go
it's
up.
at too.
Oh yeah. But it was a still good location. I called a guy last week, and he was like a $995 setup fee and $4,500 a month. Well, it was a good location, man. Like in Grand Prairie, off of 30 and like George Bush, like right there in that area. So it wasn't. I thought it was gonna be like $20,000, but it wasn't. Like $4,500 a month.
Well, I know it's the very, very prime locations because I've seen
Yeah,
I've had
they will
clients
go up
have
that
them like that. So what other pieces of advice would you give someone that wanted to start a business like this? Besides, I know you said start small and all that, but I guess just get out there and do it.
Right, and you have to market. You have to educate yourself on different marketing tactics and find something that works for you. And it's an art in gaining clients. The work is actually gaining the clients. That's the work. Because once I do the work and gain the clients, this is just fun.
So do you get a lot of word of mouth and repeat?
Yes, I get a lot of word of mouth and repeat, like neighborhoods and neighbors. I'll get clients just from doing one neighbor's house and the neighbor across the street, like, yeah, can you handle this for me? I'm like, sure.
While you're there?
I'll do it while I'm there, yes, sir.
Okay, that was really cool. All right, so Marlon, why don't you give us a tour of your setup and tell us a little bit about your equipment? All right, Marlon, so show us your rig here.
Sure. I guess we can start with my pressure washer. This is the first pressure washer I got. It lasted me probably about 2 years, man. It hadn't skipped a beat yet. It's a good brand. I recommend it. Yeah, my 275-gallon water tank. I only use it when I go to remote locations, and I charge a fee if I have to fill it up. But yeah, I keep a couple of these gas tanks, but this thing doesn't even burn that much gas. I mean, it burns like a half a gallon twice a day, maybe. Off of that 5-gallon gas tank, I could rock and roll all week. This is called a surface cleaner. This is what we use for driveway cleaning. It's almost like a floor buffer, but it's just 2 high-powered jets that go really, really fast and just sprays water and it just goes over the concrete and just cleans it. Got my hose.
How long's that hose?
This is 200 feet of garden hose. This is 200 feet of garden hose, bleach resistant. And
So these hoses aren't special high pressure hoses?
no, these are. These are the high pressure hoses. These are just the regular water hoses, like garden hoses, but these high pressure hoses, these would hold the pressure. These right here.
And I see your wand up there and your
yeah,
ladder.
yeah. Put an extended wand on it, made it a little longer for me, so it's easier for me instead of the short one. But this right here, this is actually an extension wand gun. So this is what I use when I want to avoid a ladder, and I could just get up somewhere high without having to use my ladder. Because I try to avoid that ladder whenever I can, you know, for safety reasons. But if I have to, I got to do what I got to do.
You wear safety glasses?
No, I don't. I probably should, but
Okay, I'll just curious. I know that dust and dirt's flying all over the place.
yeah, but it's not that bad. I come from a welding background,
Okay.
so dirt and mud in my eyes is really not too bad.
How long is this trailer here?
It is 5 by 8 foot, so it's 8 foot long and 5 foot wide.
Okay.
And the capacity is only like 2,000 pound capacity, so you really shouldn't carry any more than 2,000 pounds on this trailer. If you want to go higher, just get the double axle trailer and add more weight. But this is really all you need. I was thinking about just removing this until I need it and just getting a smaller tank and rigging it up a different way.
Well, your power washer here, these are little attachments here, these little.
Oh yeah, these are
Looks
different
like
tips.
Tips.
Yeah, each tip exerts a different amount of pressure, and it goes all the way down to the last one. The last one is a wrench tip, and you could pretty much put that tip on and put your hand in front of it and it won't hurt. Just a low pressure tip, and it just get higher up. Just the highest pressure, it'll take your skin off.
Okay. Marlon, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your
Appreciate you.
story, and thanks a lot, man, and wish
Yeah.
you the best.
You too.
I think the biggest takeaway Marlon shared with us in his story is the fact that when he first started out, he did do work really cheap. He let people lowball him. And I'll tell you this, you can't survive in business if you take on that kind of work. Also, don't think that these people are going to get you referrals. And a lot of times they'll tell you, hey, I've got all this referral work I can get you. Don't fall for it. All these people care about is trying to find someone that will unwittingly give their services away. Well, I hope this video added value. I'm Curtis Mulberg. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.